it's Jen. Welcome back, or welcome to Bookish Blonde. Today we're going to talk about some authors that I would like to read to zero at some point in my life. Some of these are quite ambitious. I'm not making any promises that that will actually happen, but these are authors that I really, really enjoy, and I hope to read everything that they've written at some point in my life. So let's just get started. The first one is the Queen, Kristin Hannah, Queen of Historical Fiction. Now, I could be off by some of these numbers, but to my research that I was able to do, there are 26 Kristin Hannah books. I have read 13 of them. My two favorite of the 13 are The Nightingale and The Winter Garden. So those are my two favorites. I have her two latest books, The Four Winds, and also my mom's actually reading it right now, but I also have The Women that she just came out with from Book of the Month. So yeah, I'm about halfway through on her backlist. Okay, the next author I want to talk about is Diane Chamberlain. This is The Stolen Marriage. This is one I own that I have not read. Diane Chamberlain has about around maybe like 28 books that she's written, so quite an extensive backlist. I've read about 10. That's the best guess I could come up with. I think I've read a couple before I even started tracking my books on Goodreads, before BookTube was a thing I knew about. So roughly my best guess is I've read 10. It might be a couple more than that though. So she is amazing with her. You're going to get sometimes historical stories, very heart-wrenching stories. You're going to get characters with depth. You're going to get, her books usually break my heart, but in a good way. So that is Diane Chamberlain. Queen of Suspense, Thriller, and Dark themes, Karin Slaughter. I have read her Grant County series and her part of her Will Trent series, and then I read most of her standalones. She has about 14 or 15 books out, and I'm not sure exactly how many I've read, but I've read quite a few of hers. So you can never go wrong. I've never given any of her books below 4 stars, so that's another one that I want to read to zero. My newfound favorite, Rebecca Yarros. So her backlist is also kind of extensive. She has written a few series, some which are considered new adult, so I'm not sure how I will vibe with those, if I will like them or not, so I'll have to give those a try. But I have read only 3 by her. I have read, obviously, the Empyrean series, and I will continue to read that series as she publishes more books. And then I have also read one of her standalones, which was a military book. But it looks like she has Flight and Glory, which is a 5-book series. She's got Legacy, which has one out with 2 novellas, and then there's another one coming out in that series, and that's the Legacy series follows firefighters. It looks like The Renegades is a 3-book series as well. Madigan Mountain series, which are sports romance, those are 3 as well, and then 3 in her Hush Note series, which follow musicians. So all that being said, from my research, I think she has about 21 out. I've only read 3. Not sure if I will read her to zero, depending on how I get along with the young adult, but I definitely want to try one in each of those different series because her writing will break you. It's amazing. Okay, Abby Jimenez, that's the next one. This is The Friend Zone. She has, I believe, 8 titles out that she has written, and I have loved the 2 that I've read. I do own, obviously, this one, and I believe one more in her, Friend Zone series. You can read them as standalones, but they do have a little bit of connection in between her books. I have read Part of Your World and Yours Truly. That's the name of it. Yours Truly. With Abby Jimenez, you're gonna laugh, and you're gonna get a really good romance. You're gonna get great writing. You're gonna get plots and characters that are very well crafted and very multifaceted. You will fall in love with her male and female leads in her books. Like I said, I've only read 2, but both 5 stars, and I want to read everything this woman writes. All right, the next one is Jennifer McMahon. This is Promise Not to Tell. I own it. I haven't read it. I've read a lot by her, though, and with Jennifer McMahon, you're going to get spooky ghost stories. The Winter People, I believe, and The Night Sister are my two favorites. It's kind of hard to pick out of those two, but those are the two that stick out most in my mind, and you can't go wrong with her. She will want to make you sleep with the lights on after you read her stories. They are spooky. They are spooky, perfect for fall time. Alan Eskens, this is Forsaken County. It's not his newest title. He has one that has come out after this as well. Both Alan Eskens, again, his writing style is gorgeous. I like his books because they're not necessarily a series. You can read them all as standalones, but his main lead in his books show up in other books. So there is an interesting way to read his books. You can kind of Google and do your own research, but there's websites out there that tell you which order to read his books. Each one of his books are slightly different. The Life We Bury was the first one I read by him, and that one was great. That one you're following a college-age student who needs to do a report, and he interviews an old, I think it was Vietnam vet, and you kind of follow it from there. He was accused of murder, and so he goes to feel like there's no way he actually committed these murders, and you follow it from there. But yeah, Alan Eskens is someone I recommend. I feel like a lot of people don't know about Alan Eskens or don't read Alan Eskens, but pick him up and give him a try. You could start with The Life We Bury. That would be a good place to start with him. Simone St. James is another spooky author. A lot of paranormal, a lot of ghost stories. I have read quite a few by her as well, and I've given nothing below 4 stars for any of her books. This is one, Lost Among the Living, that I have not read yet, that I own, so I'm planning on checking this out probably this year. And I feel like I only have a couple more to read her to zero as well. So that being said, you know, will I read all of these to zero? I don't know. It'd be nice to. Well, that's it. Those are just some of the few authors that I want to read to zero. I hope you enjoyed. Hope this inspired you to pick up some of these great authors, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.